Hello first years. This is the first of 6 videos for the final major project, Unit 8, which as you know will determine your overall grade for the diploma in creative media production. So it matters massively. Let's have a look at the first part of the brief, which is, as you can see here, research. So we're going to be looking at the brief in these videos at the detail of what you are expected to deliver. As you can see, each page is laid out like so, with the task at the top and then bullet points of what you need to do, and at the bottom just a clarification of what you actually need to deliver, the deliverable as it were, the submission evidence. In this context, it's an individual research essay analysing the requirements of a media project. So let's have a look at it together. So for task 1, you're going to be asked to work individually to review a range. Now I would take a range to mean 5 here, at least 5. A range of research sources. So a range of research sources could be 5 books or 5 music videos or 5 podcasts or 5 films. It depends on what you're going to be creating. If you're going to be creating a graphic novel, it will be 5 graphic novels. If it's going to be a short film you're creating, it will be 5 short films. A range of research sources needs to be looked at here to support your creative media production project. At this point, you will know what you are creating, and you need to look at 5 examples of industry standard pre-existing projects that inform, inspire, and ultimately shape what you want to create. So, the first bullet point asks you to analyse existing similar media artifacts that are in the same area that you want to create your creative media project within. So if it's a musical you want to create, then it will be 5 musical related projects that you look at that help you find out about the conventions, the norms, the tropes, the standards in that area. So I want you to look at the codes as well. So what I mean by the codes are the combinations of signs that you typically see together in that particular media project. So in horror film, for example, what are the codes you normally see? So low-key lighting, masks, the final girl trope, the idea of isolation, the idea of music being a particular way. All these different signs together create codes. So what are the codes in your particular area that you're looking into for whatever it is you're going to be creating? What are the conventions, which, as I say, are the tropes, the standards, the norms in your particular area you're looking into? What are the techniques that are used to create the project that you are wanting to create? What techniques are used in terms of cameras, microphones, lights, writing, planning, distributing? What techniques are used to create projects like the projects that you want to create, like the projects that you're looking into for this research essay? What methods are used? So how are they created? Is it collaboratively? Is it individually? Is it through a long period of planning followed by production, followed by post-production? Is it crowdsourced with lots of different people coming together to create it? What are the methods by which these sorts of projects come to be? The second bullet point asks you to discuss how each of these artifacts, these 5 examples, inspires you. So what techniques and methods you could use, or rather extract from those examples and then apply into your FMP. So we looked at the 5 in this first bullet point. Here, tell me how you're going to take that inspiration and apply it into your work. That's what matters most here. It's all well and good identifying it and describing it, that's past level. Extracting meaning from it and applying it into your own work, that's that higher level merit distinction grade that we've been working towards. The third bullet point asks you to summarize what makes a good professional product similar to your chosen project. So what is it? Now you've looked at these 5 examples that you can tell me makes a good professional product similar to your chosen project. What are the identifiable characteristics that make it that professional level? Tell me. The fourth bullet point here asks you to answer this question. How will you improve your skills or techniques that you have already? And how will you develop those skills or techniques? So, a little skills audit here will be useful. What's called a SWOT analysis might be useful in terms of your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities to improve, and threats that stop you improving. Identify the skills and techniques you need and that you currently have in order to weigh up whether this is the right thing for you to focus your time and energy towards for the next 3 months for the final major project. The last bullet point asks you this: what issues you may face when producing such a project. So what are potential barriers, the potential threats, the potential limitations, the potential hiccups, the potential things that might come along and trip you up like they have done for the other projects. This is why we evaluate all the way through those projects. The habit of reflecting on our process helps us to become better professionals. And it's something I want you to internalize always. So throughout the FMP, we're going to be constantly evaluating and reflecting on our progress. But first things first, the FMP starts with task 1, which is a research essay, within which you're going to analyse 5 at least existing similar media artifacts that are similar to what you want to create. This will help you gain an idea of the codes, conventions, techniques, and methods that are used in that domain, that area. You're then going to discuss how each of those 5 at least media artifacts inspires you. What techniques and inspirations are you going to take from that and then apply into the project you're going to be creating? Tell me what makes a good professional project in that area. You will know by that point. How will you improve your skills and or techniques to make sure that you are able to deliver what you set out to create? And lastly, I want you in this research essay to tell me, or to flag up, certainly, what issues or barriers or limitations that you may face when producing such a project. Identify it early, so you've shown a consciousness of it, and start putting into place ways to actually overcome said barriers. The evidence for task 1 will be in the form of an individual research essay, analysing the requirements of a creative media project, which, as you can see here, covers the 1.1 criteria for the final major project. If you have any questions about this, please put them in the comments below, but I'm going to be available, as is Dan and Tom, throughout the project. Good luck.